Hey everyone, welcome to another quick unboxing and review of another Iron Studios product. This time it's the Weapon X, the 1/10 scale Wolverine. I ordered this guy last August, so less than a year, 8 to 9 months, not too bad. It is currently on wait list on Sideshow, which is where I got him, and I'm not sure how likely you are to get them, but hopefully if you are on the fence and want to order, you still can. So we'll get them out and see how it looks. So the typical Iron Studio box, here he is, a nice glossy material. As you can see, there's the Weapon X, the Marvel. We've got the X logo here. And then you've got the view of alternate view. So here he is with the different head sculpt. There it is. So you get two heads with this model. Looks like a pretty cool base. There's the Iron Studios. And then we've got Weapon X here. And then the top, pretty much just Weapon X. And then the bottom, typical, the boilerplate stuff. Nothing major here, but this is considerably smaller box and packaging than the recent 1/10 scale Rhino that I reviewed. Okay, we'll go ahead and get him out. All right, so here he is out of the glossy box. I've taken the liberty of taking all the wrapping off the various pieces. So you can see you've got the separate arms, the torso, the two heads, and the base. And of course the obligatory, little silicone pack to keep it nice and dry. But we'll go ahead and get this out so you can see the various elements here. So let's start with the base. Wow, really nice. A lot of detail here. Makes me want to grab Barry Windsor Smith's Weapon X trade paperback and go ahead and read that. That was always exciting. What a storyteller he was, and to develop this origin of one of the most popular characters in the Marvel Universe. But you can see here various cables on the side, various colors. You've got copper piping here. And then you've got it in the back. Some piping's been ripped off. Again, copper, silver, grays, very nice. And this is hefty. So I get that feeling you've got a very quality piece here, nothing cheap. And of course the price point has been going up and up. So probably just under, from a Sideshow perspective, I think it was like $205, but when you add the taxes and the shipping and all that kind of stuff, it certainly adds up. So you can see here some red and green. So this is some sort of computer terminal or something along those lines. So yeah, I think this is a pretty cool looking base. We look at his torso here. And you can see the way it's in there really tightly. And here again, from a heft standpoint, it feels substantial. Doesn't feel light. Doesn't feel like it's kind of chintzy at all. So both arms peg in, and we'll see how that looks. But you can kind of see the gear that he's wearing here. Really pretty interesting. I love these little ports, I guess, is where all the adamantium was injected. It must have been a very painful experience. Can't begin to imagine that. So here's the belt that he's wearing. The pants have very light, smooth texture. There's his left leg. Looks like a very large peg here. And then you're getting into his right leg. A lot of toe detail. You've got the hair, very hairy individual here, knee, quads. Again, very cool pack. And then he's got his backpack here. And then right arm looks like, love the claws. The claws look pretty cool. And you've got, again, all these ports. Here, a lot of muscular definition on the arms. Left arm. And these are a little bit, these little cables are a little bit movable. They're not real hard. And here again, his claws have a little bit of movement. Don't feel, I'm not sure what they're made of, but here again, you've got some solid material. And then looking at the sculpts, there's his face, that scowl, that mane of hair flowing all over the place. Kind of hate to see this guy coming at you. But I think my favorite portrait here is this one with the, the kind of helmet that he's got on. Very interesting. I know they tried to do that in one of the X-Men movies with Hugh Jackman. It looked to me a little bit corny, but this really looks cool. A lot of detail here. Wow, pretty sweet. Yeah, and then there's the hair underneath flowing. All right, so that's what we got, and let's get him out and take a look. All right, this is him all put together, and you can see it really went together well. The 1 foot pegs in right here. His left foot pegs in, very solid peg. Again, it's very nicely connected with the base. No visible space there. Both arms, the magnets are extremely strong, so they just kind of popped right in. Looked really good. Well connected. So looks good, I think, all around. It's going to be a solid add to the collection. We'll get some measurements here. You can kind of see how it looks as we turn him around. Yeah. Great connection with the base. Everything just flows nicely together. No imperfections that I can see, nothing visible that shows up. I mean, it's a nice little connection between the strap and the arm. So nothing that shows that's kind of a miss there. Love the claws. Those are, I mean, that's just the awesome sauce here. Really pretty cool. You've got this little cable flowing out behind. And then as we take off this helmet, and then we'll go ahead and put on the other one. Let's see if we can get that on. Another magnet here that pops again on nicely. And if you like that sculpt, you can kind of see how that looks. Nice in there. Let's see, you can kind of get a sense of that sculpt there. And again, the hair flows nicely. You can kind of see how that all works. Yeah, so you've got a couple options here. All right, real quickly, let's get a measurement here. So remember last time I did the Rhino was considerably bigger than the Hulk. Looks kind of like they've kind of fixed it here. So the whole thing to the top is probably about little less than 7 inches to the top. It's hard to get his height because he's crouched over here. But you can see overall there's that height. The base isn't that wide, probably corner to corner. Again, probably another 7 inches. And then from this side here, you're looking at, again, probably by 7 by 7. And it's kind of interesting to look at the Hulk here. If you look at him up against the Hulk. All right, so this is kind of what I think looks pretty interesting. You can see here, usually when you've got the Wolverine jumping on the Hulk, he's a lot smaller. I'd say he's scale-wise certainly a lot better than what we saw with the Rhino, where the Rhino towered over the Hulk. And again, I don't think that's quite right. All right, well, there you have it. I mean, I would give this a solid rating, kind of a nice fit in the collection. as Iron Studios want to do, a lot of detail, solid build, and in this case fits together very nicely, a lot of detail. So anyway, if you're undecided, I think it's a good add to your collection. Okay, that's all I've got. Catch you later.